Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to my wrestling channel, Wrestling with TMossBoss. And in today's video, I wanted to jump to Bayley's defense with this whole situation because I feel like there probably are some people out there that are putting her in that same field as Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. And there's no disrespect being passed along to Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, but at the same time, I do feel that everybody is in a league of their own. Becky Lynch, she's in the league of her own. Charlotte Flair is in the league of her own. And Bayley is in the league of her own. But if I could just take the moment real quick to talk on Bayley, and I'm not, again, not trying to say, anything bad, make it seem like that Bayley. I know the thing is this. We gonna have Becky Lynch fans, we gonna have Charlotte Flair fans, and we gonna have Bayley fans, all right? I would say that in order, I would say that I'm a fan of Bayley first, Becky Lynch second, and Charlotte Flair third. I just feel like that with Charlotte Flair, she's at a point in time of that career where she's probably going to be focused on like I guess putting the newer talents on a higher level. Kind of like with the situation with Tiffany Stratton. And then with Becky Lynch, I feel that it's going to be the same, but it doesn't really need to happen. And I feel like if they do pair her up with somebody like of a newer talent to make their, I guess, to add like a little bit more to their career and stuff, I feel, not saying that it's not going to add any value. I mean, like, I feel like anybody, female talent that's getting into it with Becky Lynch, I feel like that's something that's going to be good. But at the same time, it's like I feel like that they're putting her up against people where it's like like I ain't gonna say it's an even matchup, but they don't really need that boost. Like kind of like with the Lyra Valkyria, where I think that's how you say her last name, but yeah, it's kind of like with what they got going on right now, where it's like she doesn't really need that boost, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, take what you could get and things. It could pay off in the long run, this rivalry and stuff. And then getting to Bayley. That's the thing where I feel like with both Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, just to talk on them, like just talk on like face and heel moments between the both, not moments, but just overall talking on like that transfer of them being like faces and heels. I feel like that it's something with Charlotte Flair. It's like, okay, she's a heel. I mean, it just seems like that the crowd, even if she was like a face, I feel like the crowd would still boo her. So she really had no choice with this situation currently with, well, not currently, but with this situation with Tiffany Stratton, that yeah, it was like she was getting booed regardless. So it was like she had no choice but to be heel. Becky Lynch, on the other hand, it gets talked about, her heel moments and stuff. But I feel like that she's more looked at as a face, if anything. It's like the crowd's gonna cheer for her regardless. Like, yeah, she turned on Lyra, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, people they were cheering for her and stuff. Like, then she did her move, and then yeah, people chanting one more time, so they don't care if she's heel. They're all like, we still gonna support it and stuff. Then with Bayley, on the other hand, when she turned heel, and it still seems like she was like she's still kind of in that phase. Like, she wasn't the Bayley that we all seen where she was going around hugging people and stuff. Not like this is a new age Bayley. But I felt like that the crowd, they slowly went from like cheering for it. It wasn't something that just out of nowhere like she turned face. Like, I feel like, yeah, she's a kind of somewhat of a face, but at the same time, like, she's still that Bayley that we all seen when she did turn heel and stuff. And I feel like that with stuff like that, you see, it's when you win, because I feel like, yeah, with Becky Lynch, she's won over the crowd. Charlotte Flair, I don't know. Like, I try not to say no disrespectful things about Charlotte Flair, but at the same time, I just feel like she's at a point in time of her career where it's like she's not necessarily she needs to retire, but if I don't know. Like, it's kind of like a how could I put it in words? Like, if she, I don't know. Like, maybe if she just, I can't say that either. I'm like, there's things. You know what? We gonna move on because I feel like I am gonna say something disrespectful about Charlotte Flair, and I ain't trying to do that. All right, I ain't trying to do that. Getting back to Bayley and things. Pretty much, she's in a league of her own. The point that I was trying to make was that, and I was gonna make this out to a tweet, but I felt like that more needed to be said with Bayley. that she needs to understand that it's like you're not Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair. You are your own person. So it's like you are not like on like, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but it's like to clear up what I am getting ready to say. It's like, yeah, you're not up there with Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. If anything, you're above Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. You know, it's like, and I know people would be looking at me all like, wait, what? They're like, nah, hear me out though. Hear me out, all right? Becky Lynch, and I'm not, you know, with like personal life issues and stuff, not issues, but with their personal lives, it seems like that they have taken a lot of time off to where they have to like go out there and wrestle on a regular. With Bayley, it's like whether it's a management position, whether she is out there wrestling, it don't matter. I still feel like my thing is this: pretty much, if I was getting into wrestling, Bayley would be somebody that I would go to for advice. She seemed like somebody that it doesn't matter what position that you put her in WWE. Whether if like, and the funny thing is, she could have a run with just about anything. It's gonna be good, you know, and you know it's gonna be good. I feel like that if they had her doing like a referee role or something, like there's all like, hey, you're not medically cleared to be a wrestler, so we're gonna make you a referee because ain't nobody looking for no managers. That would work out, you know, where it's like, it's kind of like she has, it's in a way, it's like it feels like it's a special guest referee, but it's like she's doing it and then she's getting into these rivalries, and then at some point in time she ends up like snapping and attacking somebody. That can work out. I'm trying to think, you could put her in a general manager position, or even just a regular like a manager for somebody. That could work out. I'm trying to think of some other stuff. Have her touring around the world. That work out. It doesn't matter what situation that you put Bayley in, it's always going to work out. And I think when it's all said and done, and she gets to that point in time in her career where she's ready to retire, I feel like it's definitely going to be one of those like memorable, emotional retirements where it's like talking on like Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. I feel like if anything's, they would, maybe not Becky Lynch. It's kind of like a maybe. It's like a 50% chance or a 50-50 thing on if she'll have a quiet retirement or she'll like make it known that she is going on a retirement tour. I feel like with Charlotte Flair, I feel like she would have a quiet retirement. Like she'll go through like have some like, I don't know, some crazy match where she'll disappear for a long period of time, and then now you'll just kind of learn about it like, oh yeah, she quietly retired. Becky Lynch, on the other hand, I'm like, I think she would, it seemed like it would kind of be like a thing like Ric Flair, you know, where it's like he has like a retirement match at like WrestleMania or something. I feel like that's how Becky Lynch would go out. But I feel like Bayley, I feel like that it's like, I don't, and that's the thing. Well, I ain't gonna say like wrestling, just, you know, like she doesn't seem like she's like she loves the like this, you know, wrestling sport and thing. I mean, I imagine that she does. She's been in the game for so long, but I feel like that even after she, yeah, like that retirement match is gonna be crazy. But at the same time, I feel like that it's something where it's like we ain't gonna really. She's always gonna have a role in wrestling. So it's like, yeah, that's, I feel like with her, that's why I say that she's in my opinion, above Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, because I feel like it don't matter what role you put her in, she's gonna kill it and stuff. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't look at her as like she's not up there, or you know, she's not above Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, because I feel like that there's things that she's done throughout her career that if you do you would you be able to see Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch doing the same things that Bayley did? No. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I feel like, and I feel like that with Bayley, she's still got a lot more in the tank. I feel like with Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, they're getting to that point in time where it's like retirement is probably being brought up to them. And I feel like with Bayley, it's like she still got a lot. I feel like that she's kind of like at that halfway mark of her career, you know, and it's really at the end of the day, like, you know, whenever I guess we do get to that point in time when she is ready to leave wrestling, I feel like that it's definitely something where it's like people ain't gonna look at you and be all like, oh, you're not on that same level as Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. If anything, you gonna probably get a standing ovation. You gonna get it where a lot of people are like saying like, hey, if when the day I get into the, like, I guess somebody that's wanting to get into wrestling, they're gonna be like, hey, the day when I get into the business, I'm trying to be like Bayley. So yeah, I feel like that's gonna be the conversation with a lot of people, you know, I guess up and coming wrestlers and stuff. But yeah, I ain't gonna downplay Bayley's career. I feel like she done did a lot in her career to where it's like you can't downplay it. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Stay tuned for the next wrestling video, and peace.